Hey everyone, welcome to the Duke Stuff channel. Today I want to do a follow-up on Koa Kalane. I was asked to do a follow-up on Koa Kalane by Koa Kalane, and ultimately they make imported ukuleles out of solid acacia. Some have just a solid acacia top, some have full acacia. This one is solid acacia, and I was sent four in the past, two to keep, two to give away to students, and over time I let the other two that I was given go. I did give the two that went to students, and when they contacted me and said, "Could you do a follow up on how things are going?" I couldn't provide that because I no longer have them. So they sent me this tenor to review. I hadn't reviewed one of their tenors. I had done sopranos and concerts, so it's nice to do a full tenor. So the first thing I want to do in this video is I actually want to address really the elephant in the room, which is the blog post, honest blog post by someone's experience back in 2016 called The Adventures of the Tribal Dancer, where she talks about having bought a Koa Kalane in Hawaii at Kmart, bringing it home, and then a couple months later, without having played it much, it starts buzzing. That particular blog post has really stuck with this brand. If you search up Koa Kalane, other than my videos and Steve String's video and one other video of Koa Kalane that are out there, that's what pops up when you search Koa Kalane. So what I did is I reached out to the people who currently have my former Koa Kalanes. I figured that's the best place to start. So here's my first question. I said, hey, Koa Kalane reached out to me to ask how the long neck soprano was doing, so I thought I would contact you and ask you so that I could give them some feedback. So here's what they said. It is fabulous. It is probably my second favorite ukulele in that under $200 price range. I really love the sustain and intonation on it along with that thin neck. I'll tell you, that long neck soprano had a fantastic neck. That's just added there. It is a great ukulele that sadly I probably have not played in over a year. I did love it so much that I bought another one from Koa Kalane on Amazon. I didn't like the neck profile as much on the concert as I did the long neck soprano, and it didn't have as much sustain and tone that I like. So basically I never played it. I should get them out now that they've been in storage for over a year to see if the old wood has given them any tonal changes. I played the long neck soprano every day for about 3 months straight. Then I got my Bonanza Homestead tenor walnut ukulele and just fell in love with it. So that is what I play on a day-to-day basis. I have over 35 ukuleles, so if it's in a case, it doesn't really get played. And I loved the long neck soprano so much I didn't want to leave it out in an uncontrolled atmosphere. So that is their feedback. They still like it. They just have migrated to other ukuleles, which I totally get. Now another person I contacted and said, hey, you have my old Koa Kalane. They've asked me how it's doing, so I thought I would ask you. And they just said this. They didn't say a lot about this, but they said, the pineapple Koa Kalane is doing just fine. It has a lovely soft tone. I keep a humidifier in it at all times when it's not being played. It is heavier than my other soprano ukuleles, but it is beautiful. I have found that a concert ukulele works best for me. I do still have it and it has a nice heavy kala case to protect it. It's in like new condition. But then this person also said, I did read that folks bought this brand of ukulele while in Hawaii and they got them home and they cracked soon after, so I always keep a humidifier in it. And again, that isn't what the story said. The story didn't say anything about cracking. It just said about warping and buzzing occurring. So that's not to argue with that person at all and what they said, but that's the perception that's out there. Otherwise, I was just looking through the comments on the reviews that I did of Koa Kalane, and there are a number of people that have said that they bought one and loved one. On Ukulele Underground, where I posted about it, there are some people that bought them and liked them. There have been a couple of negatives. One person, there was an issue, and they ended up sending it back, and it took a while for that to get sorted out. And then there's one person that bought theirs and was not happy with it, felt that they were not sold the instrument that they had paid for, and did the whole credit card claim thing. So ultimately, I have had nothing but positive experiences with Koa Kalane. The Koa Kalanes that I had that are now with other people, they are happy with. And just like many others, what I've always said is for a starter, in particular, solid acacia instrument, I don't think you can go wrong. This one, again, I did have to raise the saddle a little bit because there was a slight buzz when I played really hard, which is normally how I play when I'm strumming. I sort of hit the strings as I go. But there's some things to be said here. One is make sure that, if you're purchasing an ukulele sight unseen, reach out to the company, say, hey, could you please do an extra buzz check? Could you please make sure that your setup is to these specifications? In my case, I would say something like, I would like the action of the first fret to be no greater than 0.5 millimeters. I would like the action at the 12th fret to be no lower than 2 millimeters and no higher than, I don't, like 2.75 millimeters. So I'd say please check those things before they go. Please check for a buzz. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're ordering sight unseen, to ask a company to make sure and double check those things. And it shouldn't take too long to double check those and make sure that those things are good as you would expect. Buy with a credit card. Buy with a credit card with protection, so that if something comes to you and it doesn't work out and customer service isn't as communicative with you back and forth as you'd like, that you have some protection there. Nothing wrong with that. That's something we should all be doing in that context, is purchasing with extra purchase protection in this day and age. And I promise you, every ukulele vendor on the planet has people that buy ukuleles and then their customers love those ukuleles, and then there are people who buy them and don't like them, and there's no way to make that person happy at all, no matter what you do. So it's a tricky business. Yes, it's customer service. At the same time, you should be happy when you buy an instrument, but not every instrument is going to fit every person. The one instrument that comes back to me all the time in my mind is I bought a wonderful, wonderful high-end Pono. There was an ukulele company that was going out of business in Florida, and they offered their entire inventory basically at cost. I bought this Pono, and it was a gorgeous Pono. Beautiful, beautiful instrument. I just never bonded with it as much, and it wasn't the cost that bothered me. It was just that instrument itself just wasn't it for me. Another one is an XS Soprano by Romero Creations. I think Romero Creations make wonderful instruments, but that XS Soprano just wasn't my thing. Somebody else went on one of the forums and said, I'm looking for this instrument. It was that XS Soprano. I was happy to sell it to them because I didn't connect with that instrument. You're not going to connect with every instrument. So that being said, just if you're aware, you know what's going on, I need you to know that there are good situations, there's good feedback out there. There are some people that have had some negative feedback, and I guarantee that's true of every manufacturer. Am I saying you should go out and buy a Koa Kalane? Well, my answer is, if you want to buy a Koa Kalane, I don't think you have anything to fear. They sell through their website and they sell through eBay right now. Give it a shot. Buy in a way that gives you protection as a consumer, and then you're totally covered. And then you have nothing to worry about. And the best case scenario is you end up with a great solid top, because there are differences there. You have either a solid top or a full solid acacia, depending on what you choose, instrument that really, they look beautiful, they sound nice, and it's a great, especially if you're early in the ukulele game, a great starter solid wood or solid top instrument that won't break the budget. I hope this sort of Koa Kalane review is helpful. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll be back soon with some more uke stuff for you.